Hey, welcome to another episode of I Can Alteryx That with coaches Alex and John. I'm John. Today, we're going to cover Alteryx Weekly Challenge number 208, COVIZ-19. Let's get started. Alright, Weekly Challenge 208, that they're calling COVIZ-19. So the goal is to let's go ahead and run this. Take this data set, which contains a string of genetic information, A's, C's, G's, and T's, and then create this grid over here. If we zoom in, there should be 4 different colors in there. You got a red, a purple, a blue, and I don't know, I'm guessing there's 4 colors in there. So what we need to do first is, let's look at the data. Each of these rows has a number. Looks like there's 60 digits apart, and then a bunch of letters. So let's go ahead and split out that first number. Looks like it's just a simple space, so \s into 2 columns. Got it. Okay. So just like that, we split that first record and the numbers, or the letters. So now what I want to do is split out every one of these letters into its own spot. It almost looks like we have some spaces in there though. So just to be on the safe side, let's take that second one and remove all white space. Yeah, there we go. There were spaces. So next, we'll take the regex tool. We're going to parse column 2. Just put a period in there. That's going to be any single character. And we'll tokenize it into rows. And when we do that, now every single letter has its own slot there. So in doing this, what we're going to have to do is give each of these values like a geographic coordinate. But what I found is the easiest way to do that when there's not actually spatial coordinates is to create a square grid. So we'll just call this like X and Y. So we're going to have our point 0, 0, and we'll just go in counterclockwise order. So like the lower left will be 0, 0. So then we have 1, 0. And we've got 1, 1. And finally 0, 1. And then we can create points based off of those, quote unquote coordinates. So the X field will be X, the Y will be Y. Makes sense. Oh, whoops. Alright, so now we have our centroid, we have our points there. We can go ahead and make a sequence polygon from that. So now we're just going to see we have a square. And what we can do with that is make a grid. And we want to create grids for each object. So if we go ahead and run this with a grid size of 1 mile, let's see what we get. And so we have 4,900 records. But up here, we have 29,903 records. So what we need to do is find the grid size so that we have more records here than we do here. So let's go 0.5. Okay, 19,321. So we need this to be smaller. So let's do 0.25. Quarter mile grid. And we're up to 76,000, so we've got far too many now. So let's go like 0.35. Okay, still more than we need. What if we go 0.45? Okay, not quite enough, so let's just try 0.4. 29,929. So that seems to be more than adequate in my opinion. So what we're going to do now is join these two things together. Doesn't actually, let's just put that on the right, just so our lines don't cross. It shouldn't actually make any difference, because we're going to do a join by record position. So what that's going to do is the first letter here, A, gets put into the first grid here, the second letter is in the second grid, and so on. And so now we're going to pull in from the reporting tool palette a report map. Let's make this a bit wider. I don't want to scale, don't want a reference base map. We'll make this a square. Data is number 1. Our spatial field is grid. Thematic field is what it's going to color by, will be 2. Those are the letters that we have. Under layers, we're going to add a polygon layer for number 1. We'll expand this out. For style, we'll get rid of the outline size, so there won't be any outline on each grid. And for the theme, we will use unique values. Color method map. Specific values, this is like on the select records tool where each value is on its own line. So we'll go A, C, G, T. And I'm not a biologist, so I'm not exactly sure which of these pairs are supposed to go together. Oh well. And let's go with let's use the summer palette. Let's go ahead and run this, and hopefully we'll have a nice square. Oh, what went wrong? Oh, we're on the map tab. We want to be on the report tab. And there you go. There's our grid. I'm not sure what color palette they used over here, but you can see with us, A's are yellow, C's are light blue, G's are a darker blue, and T's are the darkest blue. So there you have it. There's the solution to Alteryx Weekly Challenge number 208. Thanks for watching. As always, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the Data Coach channel for more awesome lessons on Alteryx and all things data analytics and visualization. Follow Data Coach on Twitter at AskTessellation, and follow me personally at JEmery_DataViz. Thanks again.